Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I have another discussion. It's going to be similar to last week, not in the sense of the topic itself, but it's going to be more of a general discussion, getting you guys to talk in the comment section, because there is no definitive answer for this one as well, but it is something I've been playing for a very long time, and my buddy Phil would always say it was kind of a terrible idea. Until recently, he's, I guess, opened his mind to it, but I'm going to be discussing whether or not Gohan had lost his mystic powers after Dragon Ball Z had ended. Not, the 10-year gap or whatever, but after the fight with Buu and leading into Battle of Gods and all of that stuff. So I'm going to be talking about that and get you guys to hopefully discuss this in the comment section below, but let's get right into it. Now, the hard part about this is describing what exactly the mystic form is, because there is no definitive answer. It's very unclear, it's very up in smoke and all that stuff. So I'm going to try to describe it for those of you who aren't as familiar, or those of you who are familiar but maybe want another side to it. The mystic form is basically when the Elder Kai unlocked Gohan's full potential at that point in time. I don't necessarily think it's his maximum. I think if he trained after getting his mystic form, he could have indeed gotten stronger. But at that point in time, I think that was his limit. Just like we saw Trunks and Vegeta at their limit in the Cell games. I always argue that Vegeta was at his limit at that point in time in his training session, because he couldn't get much stronger. He really wasn't any stronger when he came out of the time chamber the second time, and I'd kind of attribute it to that in a way. So that's how I look at it. It's not very clear what the mystic form is, but in my mind, it's supposed to replace the Super Saiyan form, and the reason I say that is because the Elder Kai had stated, try to power up to that Super Saiyan thing you do, and that'll unlock it. I'm paraphrasing, but that's generally what he said. And there's a lot of different translations, so your mileage may vary with what you think of the form, because of all the different translations and dubbings of the show. They say different things, but that's what I get out of it. It should replace the Super Saiyan form. So now that we got a good idea of what exactly I think of the form, we can do this discussion a little bit better, and let me know what you guys think, like I said in the comments below. Now this is where things get fuzzy. We see Gohan throughout the rest of Z after getting his potential unlocked. He had been fighting Super Buu in his mystic form, but then once Buu absorbed Gotenks, it was kind of over for him. He didn't have a chance. But after Z happened, we saw, I'm going to briefly mention GT. I know it's not canon and it shouldn't really be attributed to this discussion in a way, but in another way it should, because it is still part of the Dragon Ball series. It did happen, contrary to what a lot of people will say. It's not a bad dream, it actually did happen. I know it's not canon, like I said, Toriyama had almost nothing to do with it. But in GT, Gohan did in fact go Super Saiyan, and that could have been taken as a continuity error, the writers didn't care or whatever, or they were going a different direction. We don't know, we can't say anything. You can bash on GT, that's your choice, but that's just what I wanted to throw out there, because I'm not going to act like it doesn't exist, that whole scene where he does go Super Saiyan. Now in Battle of Gods, there was a trailer where he was going Super Saiyan when he powered up originally, but that was apparently an editing mistake when he powered up against Beerus as a Super Saiyan, and they changed that for the final product. But we saw later that when everyone was getting together at Super Saiyan God transformation, which in itself is a kind of a confusing process in a way, because it's not specified what exactly the prerequisites are, and I'll get back to that in a second. But we saw Gohan power up to a Super Saiyan. Now when I said we get back to that in a second, I mean that for the Super Saiyan God transformation, it's never said that the Super Saiyan God transformation is to be all Super Saiyans in a group, and it can't be that because obviously who would presumably be Pan inside Videl's stomach, I guess, or who she is bearing as a child, which we would presume is Pan. She's obviously not a Super Saiyan, but it's not stated whether Super Saiyan would give it a better boost for a Super Saiyan God. It's not shown. I'd find it very unlikely. I think that's just something that they threw in there, and I think that the stronger you are, the better boost, because honestly, back in the day when they first had that original Super Saiyan God, it couldn't possibly have been, the 6 Super Saiyans altogether, because that would be near impossible, because it's supposed to be one Super Saiyan every millennia. That was the legend. Whether you want to take the legend as fact, go ahead and do whatever, but I highly doubt there were 6 Super Saiyans back in the day, I suppose you could say. But getting back I think it does have something to do with power, and I think that since Gohan had been slacking off over the years, and obviously we know he wasn't training pretty much whatsoever, he had been slacking off, that he lost his maximum potential, because he did in fact get weaker, he deteriorated. Like we saw in the 7-year gap from the Cell games to the Buu Saga, he deteriorated in power. He said it himself, Vegeta mentioned it as well. So I think that he did deteriorate in the gap between the end of the Buu Saga to the Battle of Gods movie. So I think there's something there that he must have needed to power up to, share more power with the other Z fighters that were in the circle, sharing their power with Goku. I think that that's something to look at. The only thing I can say to counter that is that Gohan did appear to power up in a Mystic-like form against Beerus, but we don't know if that was Mystic or not. It did have a white aura, which can, I guess, be attributed to a Mystic form, but we've seen characters have white auras before, so it can be whatever you want it to be. But the way like I said earlier, I think that Mystic should replace the Super Saiyan form because it is just, above and beyond. And the other Kai kind of said that you need to power up to the Super Saiyan, or try to power up to a Super Saiyan form to, achieve the Mystic power or get that boost. So that's one thing to look at. So honestly, you can use the whole Battle of Gods, scene as whatever you want to, take it as. But what really did continue to inspire me to do this segment, I guess, is the scene from and this can obviously change for the final product of the film, and I may revisit this after the new movie with Frieza being reborn is actually released. But Gohan in that trailer, which could also be a continuity error, but I doubt they'd do it twice in a row with both the movie trailers. Gohan was powering up as a Super Saiyan, and I find it interesting because he wasn't just powering up. It looked like he was ready to attack in some way. So I think that he was actually was powering up his energy, his ki, to fight someone, whoever it was, we don't know. But I think there's weight to that scene in that trailer. But there really isn't too much else to go off of. If any of you guys, I know some of my subscribers, such as Danny Trail and Extra Girth, I've mentioned them quite a few times in the videos because they really are pretty knowledgeable about this series. They will definitely have some things to say, I would think so, more than I could, to add on to this discussion, but hopefully they do comment. I'm sure they will. But that has really been it, guys. Maybe this was a shorter video, but it really was something I wanted to get out there before anyone else kind of went out there and spoke their mind about it. I kind of wanted to be the first guy out there. I haven't really seen anyone talking about this necessarily, not in recent years. Maybe there's some forum posts wherever you can find from like 05 or something, I don't know. But like I said, that's been it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and if you're new around here, definitely subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. But yeah, I guess I'll catch you later.